Hi, so I will be talking about my heart conditions and my condition called Marfans. And I had realized I had never talked about it before, which is kind of important because I would not have had all these medical issues, including my heart issues, without having Marfans. And my conditions are I have a dilated pulmonary artery, a heart murmur, and I'm going to butcher this, but a slight mitral valve prolapse. That word, yeah. And my dilated pulmonary artery is very rare, along with my heart murmur. So I'm going to try and break down what they are essentially, but bear with me because I barely know myself. The dilated pulmonary artery is my artery in my heart that is enlarged, so extra blood goes through it than it's supposed to, which also aggravates my multi-valve prolapse other issue. So yeah, basically that part of my heart is enlarged. And my dilated pulmonary artery is barely documented. So when I found this out and I was little, doctors wanted to study me and asked to document my life to watch how my heart reacted to age and stress and different situations and all the above, and what issues I would face. And thankfully my mom said no, because I have literally been a lab rat my entire life. But also for my dilated pulmonary artery, and that is, I'm pretty sure, the part of my heart where when I'm about 30 I will have to have open heart surgery. I'm not entirely sure what will happen or what I need to get done, because it's more of just seeing what I need done at that time, or if I even do. My slight mitral valve prolapse thing is really interesting. So basically it's piping in my heart that leads to like push fluid through, like my blood or just a natural body liquid, but it's leaking. So the valve is like flaps in my heart, so it goes like this, and this is like, from what I can remember, quote me if I am wrong, but it goes like this, and once in a while when it needs to push more blood or circulate things through, it goes like that. It opens and then it closes, plain and simple. Mine opens and closes, and then one opens and leaks. So I have a leaky pipe. And my other issue I have is a heart murmur. But I can't tell you. I cannot tell you what murmur it is because it has never been on record. Nobody knows what is wrong with me. So I could just give you the story of how we figured it out, because that's kind of really all I have. Apparently one day when I was like a few months old, I was being read to, and all of a sudden my mom in the kitchen heard a squeaking sound. And she's like, what's squeaking here? Walks over to me, and I'm just beeping through my chest. So they have to take me to the hospital, and in the hospital you can hear my chest squeaking. Then they immediately start doing echoes on me and stuff, and like whatever they needed to do to figure it out, and it was a heart murmur. But nobody has ever seen one like it. It has never been on record. So there's not much they could do. I mean, I wasn't in danger. It wasn't hurting me, and eventually it did calm down. You couldn't hear it through my body anymore. Now it's really fascinating to people, and every surgery, especially nowadays, I have lines and lines of students and doctors that wait at my door when I'm done with a back surgery or whatever procedure I'm having, to see if I will allow them to listen to my heart. And even if I have a checkup, then a couple students will find me and then ask to listen to my heart. And I love letting them listen to my heart because it's so cute, because the students like lose their shit. So yeah. And as for now, and back then, I do have some pains and like heart palpitations, and if I start to stress way more, my heart rate's up. I can feel the pipe where my heart skips itself. I can feel that. It's not a fun feeling. Every 2 years, I have to have a heart echo. I've had it my entire life. Funnest time. Oh my gosh, I used to love it since we used to put on Coraline. I could never finish it because the appointment would like end before I can get to the end of Coraline, but it was worth it. But yeah, we would go just to make sure all of my conditions were stable, weren't progressing, if anything changed, anything shifted. For now, I only have to have them every 2 years, but eventually I'm going to have to start having them once a year and then once every 6 months as I get older and closer to that age when I would probably have to have surgery. And the only other thing that I could think of with my heart is that since my surgery of dying, death, I've had to have a cardiac anesthesiologist and a full-time cardiac team on standby. I have to have a whole team every time I have any surgery now, just to make sure that I don't die again. And the other condition, which I feel is very important to bring up, because none of it would exist without it, is Marfans. And frankly, I don't know a lot about it. I kind of avoid it because ignorance is bliss. So, Marfans Syndrome, whatever you want to call it, a connective tissue disorder. Targets my ligaments and anything that's connective tissue. An analogy is that it's a used rubber band instead of a brand new one. So all my ligaments, all my parts are stretchy and weak. So nothing in my body is held down, unfortunately. And that's why my scoliosis happened, because none of my bones were able to hold my spine in place. That's why my hips dislocated and my feet curved inward. That's why I have every medical issue I have. There are so many weird things I experienced with having Marfans, like my limbs dislocating very often. Usually it happens when I wake up. I will wake up with my arm dislocated, or my knees, or my toes randomly dislocate. It's not great. My jaw dislocates very often. Can do very weird bendy things. And before my rods in my spine, I used to be able to go like full exorcist, completely contortionist, which is one cool factor. And another thing with Marfans is you have stretchy skin. Part I love, which I apologize if this grosses you out, but I can like pull the skin in my neck and it looks like I have a wig on or something. But all my skin is stretchy. Fascinating how many aspects of me it affects. Like now I'm starting to wake up with my eye dislocated and like rolled all the way over here, and I have to like push it back forward. And I do have to go to the doctor for that because it is a thing. The ligament in my eye can separate and dislocate. And there is so many issues with it because it's not something you can change, not something you can cure, take a pill for, nothing like that. I have to just live with it. But that means my body will forever be changing. So at any given time, my spine could move again. And it's done that many times. That's why I had to have 5 back surgeries, because it kept coming out of itself. My knees are starting to go again. My hips are starting to go. So it is going to be a lifelong struggle for me, but it doesn't define my life, if that makes any sense. With everything, I have been told that my life expectancy won't be as long as other people. I've been told that my entire life. But I have mixed feelings about it. But like, I've already died once, and I came back. I could just come back again. I mean, it's a hard thing to be told when, especially when you're a kid. And don't worry, I'm not like dying when I'm like 30 or something. But no, and that's like the least of my worries. I'm like very much not worried about that. And Marfans is genetic. So my mom gave it to me, blah 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 blah. And with it being genetic, since I have been a kid, my biggest dream in the entire world is just to be a mom. I love film, I love modeling, I love so many things, but that is the main focus of what I want. Just to have kids. So when I was a kid, I would ask about it all the time to my doctors, and I had to just accept that I could not have kids because of the Marfans. So not only that so many things could go wrong, I could die, my child could die, I so many things. It is genetic, and not only is genetic, I don't know the technical term, but it gets worse. Even though if I survived my conditions, it could be triple the times worse the next generation. And then I loved the idea of adopting, and I still do, and then I realized I was gay, so it kind of all worked out anyway. So yeah, it is definitely not recommended to have children while having Marfans. Obviously everyone has their own choices, and you know what, there is a chance that if you have a child it could be totally fine, but it's more of what kind of gamble do you want to take. And my mom, she had me and my brother, but she also did not know she had Marfans until she found out that I had Marfans, and then she figured out that she had Marfans. But yeah, so that is like pretty much it. And in the next video, I will be talking about the chest surgery, but I had realized that I had never spoken about this stuff, and it's kind of important. So I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, if you have Marfans or any type of heart pain condition, any of the above, I'm with you. I'm so sorry. You got this. One beat at a time. And yeah, until next time, thank you so much for listening and watching. Bye.
Your blood, my blood, your blood, my blood, we bleed it.